Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and this morning I'm looking at a book we reviewed before. It's a new edition now because of changes that have taken place. It's this book here. It's by Peter Camp, who many of you will know is an expert in this area. It's Solicitors and the Accounts Rules. Very important area of work for solicitors and their firms. It's a compliance handbook which gives you an idea of what they can do to you, which is fairly substantial. It's part of the Legal Handbook series. This is the book itself, and what you've got as usual is you've got a very useful index at the back. You've got some interesting statements at the back as well of the book dealing with it. Of course, there are some great appendices which cover the particular forms and the practice notes and various other things. These are the SRA rules. In fact, just turn them up like that and you can see what they look like in terms of block diagrams. What you have got a very interesting area, I think, which is very, very important, money laundering at the moment. That gives you an idea of how the book's structured. Of course, you've got paragraph numbering at the sides, which makes it much easier to actually find what you're looking for. There aren't really very many in the way of footnotes for this sort of publication. What you do have, though, are quite useful examples. For instance, that's on costs, which is very helpful. Do read the review that we've written on the web and in the journals. We've given it the title, What to Know, Want to Know How the SRA Accounts Rules Work in Practice. Read this indispensable guide from the Law Society. It's the Law Society publishing, together with the various information. The point is that the third edition has had to come in to deal with some of the changes that have taken place. The new third edition, therefore, covers in detail the changes pertaining to the requirements of the SRA Accounts Rules since October 2011. This is the SRA Accounts Rules 2011 that we're actually specifically referring to. The stringent regulatory environment for solicitors that has evolved since the post-war period stems, of course, from the traditional practice of solicitors holding large sums of money on behalf of clients. Therefore, you've got to have a separate system, and it's very important to keep it separate because of the obvious difficulties that you can clearly see. First chapter of the book, in common with previous editions, offers a very handy overview of the new 2011 rules. The full text of the rules is contained in the 3 appendices, together with the SRA Code of Conduct and the practice note, which I've referred to right at the back. In particular, your attention is drawn, of course, to common breaches of the rules and the ways in which these can be avoided, together with any number of practical examples. And I think the examples are particularly helpful for your own firm, and I'll give you a bit of peace of mind, probably, if you're worried about how to go about some of these things. So if you're anyway involved in the running of a law firm, this guide with its wealth of information is definitely for you. And as you would expect, there are extensive tables of cases, statutes and statutory instruments, plus a list of abbreviations, which is always helpful because you can quite often get a blind spot and forget, oh, what is that abbreviation, and suddenly look and it's there. So it does help. I think it's a very useful, time-saving publication, and I recommend it to you. So thank you to Mr. Camp and to all the people at Law Society Publishing for producing the new edition so quickly. It's excellent for what we need for the firms. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.